What's going on, guys? Aaron from Top Tier Gaming here, and today I'm actually doing a Rikka deck profile, and this is for, sort of after Power of the Elements when we get the brand new Rikka support that I'm so excited for, because I truly think it's going to make this deck actually very good compared to how it's sort of been in the past as more of like a fun rogue strategy. I think it has a lot of potential, and this build is of course going to be sort of preliminary. Of course, I can't say what the best build at the time will be. I don't know if there's any more support coming along the way. Maybe a TCG exclusive gets released in Power of the Elements that's really good for plants. There's no way to know for sure what the best build will be, but I do think a very mid-range style list, just focusing on the Rikka cards as opposed to more of a combo variant that I used to have. I think this type of build is what we're going to be looking at for the future of Rikka, and I'm going to go over the profile sort of quickly, explain why I'm running what I'm running, and more importantly why I'm not running certain things people might be wondering about, and go over it like decently brief, because in this profile I want to focus more on the duels and replays, or not really duels, but the replays and the combos, because this is a dueling book profile. You can just see the list here, and if you don't want my explanation, you can just go ahead and see the combos and the sort of test hand section if you would rather do that. But I do think there is some merit to listening to the profile. So without further ado, actually, before we get into it, I do want to let you guys know, Discord link down below if you want to check out our Discord and our other social media links, and feel free to like and subscribe if you do enjoy the content. It really helps with what we do here on the channel, and it is greatly appreciated. So now, without further ado, let's get into this deck profile. So very quickly, 3 Rikka Petal. I'm super glad she's like the star of the deck again. Unfortunately, in my last combo build, she wasn't the star because she just wasn't very good locking you into plants. However, in a variant like this, where plants are sort of the go-to, she is amazing. So we're playing 3 Rikka Petal, 3 of the new Rikka Snow Princess, which if you don't know what she does, during your main phase, you can special summon this card from your hand. So free extender, and she locks you into plants, which is fine in this build. And then the real crazy part is if your opponent activates a monster effect while she's in your hand or graveyard, you can tribute a plant monster and then negate that effect. So that is very good. She's essentially like a slightly weaker Wandering Griffin Rider, but she can activate from grave, which is very nice. 2 Primula, 3 Mudon, very standard stuff, and then 1 Snowdrop and 1 Hellebore. And I'm playing the Hellebore only as a different level 8 to sort of search 2 cards with Rikka Glamour should it pop up. Hellebore's not a bad card either, so no qualms with running it. Only 2 Lone Fire. Some people might be asking why not play 3. I initially had none of this in my list actually, because it's just like worst Petal that loses to hand traps. Like, it dies very hard to Ash because cards like Snowdrop and Mudon actually require you to have a monster on field. So, Petal getting ashed, I can still tribute for Mudon, right? But Lone Fire doesn't work that way. But it is more copies of Rikka Petal, which is very important. So I'm playing 2 Lone Fire, and 2 is sort of a ratio something like Burning Abyss subscribes to with Tour Guide. They only play 2 Tour Guide because they don't need that many normal summons. Tour Guide's weak to interruption, so we're doing the exact same thing here. Essentially, it just gets you in your 1-card combo with Rikka Petal, so that is very nice. Spells, 3 Prosperity. I think this is, simple enough. I do think you can run other cards over this if Prosperity is out of your budget, and you can run Extravagance if you change the extra deck. Hopefully, by the time this releases with Power of the Elements, a Prosperity reprint will either be here or be close to with the Megatin, so hopefully this card won't be that expensive for very long. 1 Terraforming, 2 of course. Search our 3 Rikka Arrival. This is one of the craziest cards they got. Another new card, so I'll explain it. You can only use the first card once, or first effect once per turn. If you control a Rikka, you can set a Rikka spell or trap directly from your deck, and that is the most bonkers effect in this deck, because obviously, and because of its second effect, cards like Sheet and Tranquility are very good now, but the second effect is sort of like Lair of Darkness. If you attribute a plant monster you control to activate a card effect, you contribute 1 face-up monster your opponent controls instead. This means you can activate Glamour, tribute your opponent's monster, and then you get to search 2 monsters. So you can just add Primula and Snow Princess, which is insane. I mean, you tributed their monster to search full combo. That's really wild. Of course, the 3 Rikka Glamour, it's our Stratos, or it's really our Rhoda, but it can be so broken in this deck. 1 Call by the Grave, obviously. And now Rikka Sheet and Rikka Tranquility are cards that didn't get a lot of play back in, before this new support. But because of the secondary effect of Arrival that contribute your opponent's monsters, these cards actually became so insane. So I'm super excited to have these in the deck. I mean, this essentially becomes like a you tribute your opponent's monsters to special 2 monsters from your graveyard. So it's an interrupt that specials 2 monsters. That seems very, very good to me. And then you can get effects like Mudon, well, more specifically just Mudon, but it also puts a monster on field if you didn't have one for your Snow Princess, so it's good follow-up. And this is sort of like an Imperm / DD Headhunt, so I think it's really good. The next 12 cards are sort of format dependent. Currently, as of recording this video, you know, Power of the Element's not out. The meta hasn't shifted very much. We are in sort of a Prank Kids meta. I mean, it's obviously Prank Kids meta, but Branded just got released in full force, so Belle is super, super good right now, which is why she's at 3 in this list. Ogre has been amazing since the release of Brave. Ash is good versus Pranks and Branded. Imperm is generically good. So these 12 slots are just like free flex spots. You can do what you want for the format. For this format, I think these are the best. Things like Nibiru are kind of falling off if Branded gets popular. Nibiru is still a great card, don't get me wrong, but these are very good versus Prank Kids and Branded, so yes. Extra deck very quickly. Black Ship of Corn, you can like use this as a go second card to pop something and then tribute for a plant, so because he is a plant rank 4, so I just decided I'd test him out. The extra deck is very preliminary. 2 Strenna because she's part of your first turn combo. 1 Kanzashi because you can make her. 2 Teardrop because she's sort of the boss monster. Hyperiton, you can make this with your Strenna. 1 Alsay, he's never come up for me, but he's an option. Jasmine, Bangalancer, the Resurgent, and Peon is not out yet, but she will be good in plant-based decks when she does. These are just some other options, and because you can actually go like Rikka Glamour, tribute your opponent's monster with like Rikka Arrival if you already have it. Because this one doesn't actually lock you into plants, this effect. It's only the first effect. So if you like open Glamour Arrival, you can tribute your opponent's monsters going second. Get Primula, get Snow Princess, special the Primula, normal the Snow Princess, and you can make like generic rank 4s without being locked into plants, which is nice. So you can make like Chakanine, Borbo into Zeus, and you can make Baguska. Again, very preliminary extra deck because you need so few cards, and a lot of these are just going to be for Prosperity or Extravagance or what they may be, but that is going to wrap it up for the preliminary deck profile here and how I think it will sort of be played. Like, I'm pretty comfortable with this list. Of course, it will go through more fine-tuning as Power of the Elements gets closer. But without further ado, let's get into the bulk of this video, which is going to be the replays. So, yes. It is just me in solo mode. So we're going to see our first hand, and it is Rikka Snow Princess and Mudon right here. And then Ash, Ogre, Ash. So, 2 hand traps for go second, with Ash being a follow-up hand trap. But this does play. We're going to summon our Snow Princess, special summon the Mudon, activate her effect, search Rikka Arrival. This is sort of like a 1-card combo you can do. It's much better with Petal. We open Snow Princess instead of Petal, but as long as you have like, I guess this one is a 2-card combo because you needed a normal summon plus Mudon. But if this is Petal, if the Snow Princess is Petal, it's a 1-card combo, right? So this is sort of the 1-card combo for the deck. Mudon searches your field spell, you activate the field spell's effect. And I accidentally banish a card there, but you're going to set Rikka Glamour, and then Glamour is going to activate, and you're going to tribute your Mudon. If you're going second, you tribute your opponent's card. That is also an option. Adding Primula and Snow Princess again, because a monster was tributed, you can activate Primula, special summoner. Then you get to special summon Rikka Snow Princess, and you're locked into plants at this point, but it's, you know, it's not a big deal. You're actually locked into plants off your field spell, but you're double locked into plants now. So you make Strenna, use Strenna's effect, and I'm going to add back the Glamour because it's the best form of follow-up because you have your field spell. And this is sort of where your turn ends, right? So assume you go to your opponent's turn and they activate a monster effect. You can activate the Snow Princess like I just did, which is 1 interruption. Tribute your Strenna to negate their monster effect. Of course, Snow Princess goes back to deck. Then Strenna will activate, and you can overlay into Teardrop, which is another interruption because you can use her to tribute one of your opponent's monsters. So that's 2 interrupts off this 1-card combo. And then, of course, we had 2 hand traps to back it up. And that's why I think this deck will be a really good mid-range sort of control-y strategy. Because, I mean, you have like a 1-card combo that leads to 2 interrupts, if not interrupted, with follow-up in the form of the Glamour and whatever hand traps you have on top of that, which is just what all the other mid-range decks are doing. So it gives it to where Rikka actually has a place in the game. And then we're drawing a Lone Fire for turn. Our follow-up is, you know, an Ash, a Glamour, a Lone Fire, and your field spell, which is very good. So just giving it another quick shuffle, I do a couple of just test hands to see if we play. This hand is really good, double Glamour. Bella's a go second card, which is great, especially against like Prank Kids. Petal is our 1-card starter, and Prosperity if we banish 6. would find us Mudon, which means if our Petal gets interrupted by Valor or Imperm, we still full combo. So that was a good hand. It definitely plays. I had 0 bricks with this deck. It's very hard for this deck to brick. It's just good hand traps with a lot of plays. So we're going to Prosperity in this hand. I mean, we opened Lone Fire called by, so the hand's already nuts. Lone Fire called by, Glamour, Ghost Bell, Prosperity. This hand is amazing. One thing I didn't mention in the deck profile is because we're on Prosperity, I might swap out some of those hand traps for, of course, Forbidden Droplets, just because having like a blowout go second card to find off Prosperity is something I like to have as an option. But either way, assuming we're going first here, we add the Mudon so that when our Lone Fire goes off, if like Petal gets interrupted, we can still combo. So another hand, and we open just the regular like combo, like gonna go ahead and Prosperity. Like we didn't have to do any field spell shenanigans to get to Primula and Snow Princess. And because we opened both of them, I think this hand actually can go pretty far here. Especially grabbing Lone Fire, because that means you can do some really nice stuff. So I think this is another hand we actually test out here. So looking at our hand, we have Prosperity, Lone Fire, Imperm, Snowdrop, Ghost Bell. So 2 go second cards. This is one of the only bricks in the deck. Of course, Snowdrop is an amazing card. But if you're going to brick, it's because of the high-level monsters like Mudon, Snowdrop, and Hellbore that cannot just summon themselves. Everything else in your deck is either a hand trap or playable, so that's pretty nice. So starting off, we're going to Prosperity here, reveal 6. And we are going to grab Rikka Petal. And Rikka Petal is, of course, just the best starter in the deck, and she's one of the best in the deck because she is also follow-up. We're always going to have nothing but plants, essentially, so she's always going to be able to activate on your opponent's end phase to be a... She's just Treeborn Frog plus Stratos. It's actually insane. I love Rikka Petal so much. So we're going to summon the Petal, activate her effect, and we're going to pretend that our opponent Impermed or Veilored or Ashed or interrupted it. So this hand is going to do its combo through at least 1 interruption. So we're going to tribute the Petal for our Snowdrop and special Lone Fire off of the Snowdrop. And then Lone Fire activate its effect, going to search Mudon. Mudon was special summoned, so, you know, you're going to go ahead. It was special summoned specifically by the effect of a plant monster. And you can add a Rikka spell or trap. And of course we're adding Arrival, so this is going to look sort of similar to how it always does with the 1-card combo, but a little different because we're going to get further. So Arrival is going to set the Glamour. We're going to activate Glamour, tribute the Mudon, and essentially why it's different is we still have a Snowdrop on field. And that is going to allow us to do some pretty cool things in a bit. And especially because we had Snowdrop Lone Fire, it's going to get pretty wild. So we're going to go for the standard, make a rank 4 here, get the Strenna. Strenna effect, we normally add Glamour, but with this hand you can actually add the Mudon because her effect has not activated to special summon from hand. So after doing that, we can tribute the Strenna to special the Mudon. Of course, she won't search again, but we just need her as a body on field. Strenna's effect, gonna go ahead and make Hyperiton. You know, he's like a monster negate on your opponent's turn. He's a negate and destroy, so he's okay. He's a really weird card. I don't like him that much, but he is the best option to go for here, in my opinion, because we are gonna end on Snowdrop. Or a Teardrop, excuse me. Another option instead of going for this Hyperiton is actually to make Teardrop with this Strenna, and then Snowdrop make everyone a 6 and make Kanzashi as well, which is a cool card, but I think this just is a little better. Gonna go ahead and Snowdrop, make everything 8, and Hyperiton's gonna chain and equip a monster, so we get 2 negates now. It's only once per turn, so it doesn't really matter that we have 2, but just in case. He also can't activate on your turn. I absolutely don't know why they made this card so much more balanced than it needed to be, but they did. And then you can make your Snowdrop here, and then what you have is you have Imperm, you have Bell, you still have the Rikka Snow Princess, which can tribute your opponent's monsters with Arrival, so you can tribute one of their monsters to negate one of their monster effects. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 interrupts, potentially 6 with Arrival, through a hand trap, and we have Rikka Petal for follow-up. That is really good. I mean, that's great. That's super, super strong. Rikka putting out some like really crazy boards. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. So yeah, that is going to do it for this video. Hope you guys did enjoy. Rikka is a deck I'm definitely going to be playing a lot of in the future once the stuff comes out. Again, I played Rikka in the past, but a big problem with Rikka is I had to play it in this very heavy combo build, which not only meant you were barely playing Rikka as it is, you're more playing like Plant Link. It died to one hand trap. It got really repetitive. You were so reliant on Evil Thorn and like the Predaplant engine, and this is actually Rikka. Like, this looks like a Rikka deck to me when I see it play, and I'm super excited for that. And yeah, just let me know what you guys think in the comments. There is a better way to say that with the English language. I just cannot brain right now. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below on the Rikka deck, or if you're excited for it, what your plans are for it. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, again, leave a like, subscribe. This has been Aaron from Top Tier Gaming. Bye, YouTube.